Welcome back to Making Sense Conversations, and this week we're talking about abundance, but in particular, what does money have to do with abundance? If you've been with us the last 2 weeks, we've talked about what is abundance, we've talked about the abundance environment or mindset, and now we want to go into money. If you've not watched the last 2 videos, please go first start there and then come here. So I've avoided money, talking about money and linking it with abundance in the last 2 videos. And today, I want to bring it back in because I don't want to tell you that money has absolutely nothing to do with abundance. I just want to say that it does not drive the car. You do. And then money comes in to assist you in that journey of abundance. So I want to take a quote from my book, Making Sense. And if you have it, it's page 36. And I quote, "Depending on money to give you identity is too big of a job description for money. It's like telling your 5-year-old daughter or son that they are now the family doctor. They'll crack under that pressure, just like our relationship with money cracks when we put too much pressure on it." So why money comes in to help you with the journey but doesn't drive the car is that if it does, it starts defining everything. Then you'll always feel that you're not enough, you don't have enough. Because if you want 5 million, when you get it, you'll want 10. Then you'll want 20, and then you'll want 30. So where is this feeling of abundance? And sometimes you look at very rich people, but you look at their lives and you're like, you're so unhappy, and you're clearly not experiencing abundance, but you may have hundreds of millions in your bank account. So we've got to look at this very, very differently. When I teach, I always tell people, enter the bus. Nothing happens at the bus stop. You can plan, you can do all that at the bus stop, but to get to your destination, you have to enter the bus. If you're going on a holiday, let's say your destination is on a holiday, you have to either enter the car, enter the bus, enter the train, enter the plane. Sitting at the bus stop is not going to help you. And a lot of the times we use money to sit at the bus stop. So start. What is that thing that signifies to you that you have started, that you have trusted yourself and valued yourself enough to be on this journey of abundance? Is it go talk to a person? Is it go research? Is it read a book? Is it take a class? Is it rewrite your CV? Whatever it is, enter the bus. Stop waiting for money. Now, when you're in the bus, and for me, and I've given this example before, it's writing this book for me has been one of the most profound experiences in my life because it was that journey of entering the bus. I have an idea, write an article, then another article, then another article, 10 years of writing articles, then I have a book, then start having conversations with people. And when I said Making Sense is going to have an abundance of conversations is because I'm always going to be talking to people. Because every time I have a conversation, something new, I can see a destination that I couldn't have seen before. 5 years, we don't know what Making Sense conversations will have become, but I'm here entering the bus. My brother taught me this when we started business around the same time. And I would wonder, as a new business, how he's able to hire people. Because I was stuck at the bus stop because I was like, I'm not hiring people, I don't have money. But he told me a thing that changed my life and how I see things forever. He said, I'm hiring people because then I have 30 days to pay them. In that 30 days, collectively, between my skills and their skills, we will figure it out. And you know what? He figured it out. He has like a team of 30 plus people now. But that's an abundance mentality. So in the book, I also quote, money is a tool for the life, but it is not the life. So don't make money the master. The Bible even says the love of money is the root of all evil. And to just paraphrase it in my own words is, when you make the money the master, it will come and eat you up. Because even though I give you 1 billion shillings, it will still not be enough. Even if you have 1 billion shillings, someone's cup is also bigger. And you'll get into greed, and which never ends. In Douglas, in the Making Sense book, talks about his journey with spending. Spending was not the problem. It was trying to please other people that was the problem. So when we're making money the master, those are the things we get, those are the traps we get into. Please other people today, tomorrow they'll want something different. So to live abundantly, to put money into perspective, figure out what it is you want, design the life, then let money come and be a tool. So when you have played your rightful role as the driver of the car, then you will find the resources, then you will find the ideas, then you will find the energy to figure out the money. Maybe some ideas or opportunities are not coming your way because your motive is not correct, because you've made it all about the money and you want to squash or hinder your own identity in money. As I've said in the book, that is giving money a job description it cannot fulfill. So put money in its place. And as we end this first season of Abundance, I think this topic is so wide that we can't finish it. And I want to encourage all of you who this is touching you somewhere. Centonomy is having an open day in August. Please look out for the dates. And this is going to be our topic, the abundance mindset. I cannot end this series without talking about giving. When you give, and I think at some point this is going to be a conversation that is bigger than the few seconds I'm giving it today. But when you give, it reinforces to you that you have something of value. When you give your time, let's say you mentor somebody, it tells you, you tell yourself, by the way, this is something of value, and you never know what that could become. When I started Centonomy, it was not a business at that point. It was just conversations with people about money, and it reinforced to me that there is something here. But when you give, you tell yourself, I have. It puts you in a frame of abundance. If you have, you will continue having. If you have money, and I think that's the whole principle spiritually about tithing and giving, is that when you give, you stop seeing things from why you don't have. You actually see, actually, because I have given here, I actually have. So no matter whether it's going to be time, whether it's going to be money, whether it's going to be food, whether it's going to be clothes, you don't have, give, because it puts you in the right frame of mind for abundance. I hope you've enjoyed these 3 topics of abundance. I think I can talk for another 7 of them on abundance. And along the way, as we have these conversations, as I read your comments, I will always come back here because I really am convicted beyond doubt that everybody was put on earth to live abundantly. And if you want to join us, we are having a Centonomy Open Day in August. Dates will be shared after this video. And join us and we'll continue this abundance mindset conversation because we believe it's something we should be talking about. But thank you. We'll see you next time. Let's make sense. Read the book, subscribe, share. Bye.